explained the price chart over the last 12 months there. We've had a good run as well. Lion was getting in really early on when we were at 1 cent and has backed up with every placement that we've had, and also off-market purchases. What really drove our price over the first half of this year was the Enmore project, where we currently have 2 rigs spinning at the moment, and we had some quite incredible drill intercepts as we were trying to figure out what was driving this system, what orientation the veins were going, the main structures, cross structures, as Ian talked about, that were important at Saturn as well. So we had 170 metres at almost 2 grams, 170 metres at 2 grams, 100 metres, which was a cross strike at better than a gram. And then coming back the other way, we had 150 at almost a gram and 150 at 0.7, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, during that time, we were able to raise capital, and now, as Hedley pointed out in his presentation, we're better funded than we've ever been. And Ian was a bit cheeky. I don't think he had 3 slides, mate, so I've tried to put about 10 slides into one here. And what you can see, it's a bit of a wheel of fortune, but we're very much focused on New South Wales. At the top, we've got Enmore, near the town of Armidale, if anybody is familiar with Armidale. And this is our flagship project now, our namesake project at Koonenberry. We've got 200 square kilometres of these gold nuggets. There's so many indications of a gold system being present. There's just a lot of work required there. It's very much a greenfields play there, greenfields setting, hard yakka for anybody. Requires a lot of funding, and we'll put that one in our back pocket for now. Going through, we call the Lachlan project. We've actually got 10 projects in the Lachlan, and I've just got a smattering of a couple of projects there. At Breakfast Creek, just 50 k's south of Cadia, we've got gold-rich gossans and copper-rich gossans sticking out of the ground up to 7 grams and up to 18% copper. So we're bringing that up to a drill-ready status just with cheap geochem, and next year we'll be doing some geophysics and then trying to get a drill rig on there and seeing what these things can be. At Prince of Wales, the old timers were pulling out 8-gram dirt there. They were mining down to 170 metres. You can see the old head frame. So there's just unfinished business there. It's basically never been explored systematically. I'll jump to the next one, the big circle on the left there. That's our Wilga Flats project. That's only 20 k's north of the Cow mine, Evolution's Cow, 13 million ounce Cow mine. We think we've got similar geology, a similar strike length of anomalous soils and different indicators on surface, and it's never been drill tested, so that's quite an exciting project for us that we're trying to get to drill ready status as well. And then we've got 2 joint ventures with Newmont. One of them that they really like is this Junee project, and the reason they like it is because you can see there that what the rocks look like at Cadia and Ridgeway look very similar to what they're finding at our project. And they're pretty serious. They've spent $25 million at this project. They've drilled over 66,000 metres of drilling, and they continue to explore. So that's just one that we don't have to worry about. But if they find something, remembering that their minimum target size is 5 million ounces, we've got a 20% free carry on that through to commercial production. So that's one that really could come from anywhere, that one. Oh, I've gone backwards. No, I've gone forwards. I did have... Yeah. Right. So this is the Enmore project. Sunnyside in particular is what we've been drilling in the first half of this year, and I've got 2 rigs here now. It's basically a shear zone controlled system, and it's about 75 metres wide, at least a couple of 100 metres long, and we've got mineralisation down to, we think, about 400 metres, waiting on assays on the most recent drilling. But the interesting point here is we're drilling underneath our hole 3, which returned 100 metres at 1.1 grams, and we're seeing very, very different, very, very similar types of veining and alteration underneath. So our hole 11 was drilled 100 metres underneath hole 3, and our hole 12 was drilled another 100 metres underneath that. So we're waiting on assays for those. They should be coming back in December and early January. So very, very exciting. The best indicator of gold is gold itself, of course, and we're seeing visible gold zones over multiple intervals in both of those holes. Right, last. How am I doing for time? Must be pretty close. The most important thing, all explorers tell you they've got the best project, the best people, all that stuff. Everyone tracks along this curve here until you hit that point. That's your discovery point. That's where we're at. And then if I flick back to the start, you can basically buy us now for the same price. We're trading at about 4 cents. It's the same price as what we were before we had any of those drill hits. So it's pretty, not de-risked, but as far as explorers go, that's about as good as you're going to get. And then we've got, you talk about, there's 2 things that happen with discovery. One is you have a discovery drill hole. The second is what can it be? So for us at Enmore, it's not just Sunnyside. We've got multiple shear zones that we've recognised with kilometres of scale of potential highlighted by gold in soils, rock chips and historical drill holes. So we just got to drill these things, and really for me this is district opportunity now. It's not just a one prospect at Sunnyside, it's what can this district be and how many ounces can we find. That's it.
Magnificent work, Dan. I love it how these junior companies, I mean, you wouldn't see BHP coming in under budget on a pitch. You know, if Mike Henry was here, he'd still be talking from this morning. So very, very well done on that. I've got a bouncer for you, all right? So pad up and get ready. Yep. You'd probably want to get ready, mate. This is coming. Yep, yeah. Okay, Dan, I know that you're a guy who loves to hold your cards pretty close to your chest. So I don't want to be asking you a real balls on the line type question, like how big do you think Enmore might be? Because, you know, it could be massive. There's millions of them. Let's just wait and see. The drill bit will speak there. No. So you have a heap of ground all over New South Wales. A lot of it is very promising. You're like 3 or 4 great exploration companies, all for the price of one. How do you progress all of that?
I am holding a bat. So Hedley's referring, obviously, he said there's 1 million of these. There's actually not. These are very rare. This is a genuine discovery in the making for us. It's there's not 1 million of these, or even 1,000. I mean, the stats in exploration are pretty much against us, right? It's people say it's 1,000 to 1 for every prospect. I tell you what, the stats are worse than that from an investment point of view. It's probably 10,000 to 1 that actually make it to a mine, and then getting through all the mining permitting and all that stuff. But what do we do with the rest of the portfolio? So we've actually got lots of options. We can advance those on our own with our own team and our own funding. Obviously, we've got the Newmont joint ventures that can find the 5 million ounce deposit that we have the 20% free carry on. At the moment, that's our strategy. They're our 2-pronged strategies, but we've got optionality as well. Those projects, as Hedley's pointed out, might look good in another home, and that's something that we'll have to consider at some point to extract value out of those assets.